Most of us start our day with a glass of refreshing OJ. Imagine a natural product that stays fresh for an entire year without a single preservative. In any other context, you'd call that a miracle or a biohazard. But when we see the not from concentrate label, it sounds like the real deal. Most people assume it means the juice was squeezed, put in a bottle, and sent straight to the store. But this premium choice has a darker secret than the cheap concentrated stuff. That glass of liquid sunshine you're drinking, it's likely a zombie. It hasn't seen an orange tree in 12 months. And the reason it tastes fresh isn't because of nature, it's because of a high-tech psychological trick played on your tongue. This wasn't supposed to be a breakfast staple, it was a weapon of war. During World War II, the US military had a logistical nightmare, the threat of troops dropping from scurvy. The soldiers hated the bitter lemon powder they were given for vitamin C and often just threw it away. And shipping fresh fruit across the Atlantic was a disaster because it just didn't survive the trip. The US government treated the orange juice problem like a national security crisis. They poured millions of dollars into a Manhattan Project for juice to find a way to ship fresh-tasting OJ to the front lines. At the time, that was an astronomical amount of money for a beverage. They hired top-tier chemists and industrial engineers who worked in top-secret Florida labs to figure out how to evaporate water from juice. They missed the war, but they accidentally stumbled onto a process that allowed corporations to store juice in million-gallon tanks for over a year without it rotting. Just like the atomic bomb was meant to end the war, this super juice was meant to solve the scurvy crisis. The technology they built for the military became the foundation for the multi-billion-dollar commercial industry we have today. So how can you provide freshness on demand?
Not my juice! Give it back!
I need this, it's vital. Aha, the elixir!
Ooh, what's it doing?
Eureka, it's working!
This magical process is called de-aeration. It's the ultimate technical glitch in food labeling. If you leave oxygen in the juice, it reacts with the liquid, that's oxidation, which turns it brown and makes it rot in days. To store juice for a year, they strip away all the oxygen. The juice is pumped into a giant, airtight chamber where a powerful vacuum is applied. Sometimes it's heated slightly to help the process along, but the vacuum isn't picky. Think of de-aeration as a vacuum for the soul of the juice. Great for shelf life, but oxygen carries the flavor. When the oxygen leaves, the orange taste goes with it. By the time the juice comes out of the tank, it tastes like nothing. Or worse, metallic water, a liquid that is perfectly safe to sit in a tank for a year but has the personality of a wet brick.
It's 100% pure, Barbara. It's just gray. And it tastes like wet cardboard. Who wants a glass of liquid cardboard?
So how do they make gray cardboard taste like a Florida morning? This is where the billion-dollar industry got clever. They realized that freshness isn't a fact, it's a scent. They hire fragrance houses, the same companies that make your $200 perfume or your laundry detergent. The world's leading fragrance houses like Givaudan and Firmenich literally design the flavor packs used by major OJ brands. They break down orange oils into chemical building blocks and reconstruct a scent profile that triggers your brain's freshness alert. It's a chemical cocktail tailored to a specific brand's signature flavor. To pull off this illusion, they use a chemical called ethyl butyrate. It's the literal scent of freshness. Cook's Illustrated magazine sent samples to a lab and found that while a real orange has about 1 milligram of ethyl butyrate per liter, store-bought cartons had over 8 milligrams. It's a hyper-fresh simulation that's actually 8 times more intense than reality. Think about it like a digital filter. We've become so used to enhanced flavors that the actual fruit starts to taste boring. It's like how we prefer an Instagram filter to a real sunset. Maybe we've forgotten what a real orange tastes like, which is actually inconsistent, sometimes sour and always temporary. But we don't want the raw, messy reality. We want the idea of the reality. Our brains are wired to trust branding over our own biology. If the box says fresh, our software ignores the fact that the liquid was sitting in a deoxygenated tank in Florida while we were still celebrating last Christmas. It's a masterpiece of industrial perfume that's about as natural as a plastic plant, but it's legally 100% pure in the US because the chemicals technically came from orange peels. And under Food and Drug Administration rules, if the flavor comes from an orange, even if it's chemically processed oil from the peel, it doesn't have to be listed as an additive. You aren't drinking a fruit. You're drinking a fragrance, a year-old zombie in a pretty box with the smell of marketing. But surely the health benefits outweigh the perfume, right? We've been conditioned to see OJ as a vitamin C superpower, but biologically, it's basically soda with a better PR team. While it does contain a high concentration of vitamin C, the sugar concentration in your morning glass is almost identical to a soft drink. Even official government nutritional advice has hit the undo button. The latest guidelines are now urging us to swap the glass for the actual fruit. It turns out the same bureaucracy that spent millions putting juice in every fridge has finally realized that nature's original slow release packaging, the fiber, is the one thing a factory just can't replicate. In nutritional science, the fiber of the original fruit acts like a speed limit for your metabolism. Specifically, the soluble fiber, like pectin, found in the pulp and membranes of a whole orange, creates a gel like substance in your gut. This slows digestion and the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. When you strip that fiber away to make juice, the fructose hits your liver almost instantly, causing a massive insulin spike. Because the speed limit is gone, you don't feel full and your blood sugar crashes shortly after, making you crave even more sugar. So if you want the benefits of an orange, you should probably just eat an orange. Do you drink the not from concentrate OJ? What should we investigate next? Tell me in the comments. Subscribe for more strange histories behind everyday things. I'll see you in the next one.